At Meta, we're constantly working to find and stop sophisticated bad actors from using our technologies. Our threat investigators work to discover, understand and disrupt threats like cyber espionage, hate organizations, terrorist and criminal operations, child exploitation and covert influence operations. That is, coordinated efforts to manipulate public debate for a strategic goal. Think of an intelligence agency using fake accounts to interfere in another country's election, or a political party using fake accounts to troll the opposition, or to make a local candidate look more popular than they really are. These are often sophisticated threats run by humans with malicious intent, and it's our job to find them and stop them. We call these operations coordinated inauthentic behavior. Our policies against this challenge were originally created following the discovery of a troll farm based in Russia that tried to interfere in the US presidential election in 2016. They'd employed a couple of hundred people in an office in St. Petersburg who posted content across many different social media platforms pretending to be US voters, when in fact, they were Russian trolls. Operations like these are coordinated, based on fake accounts, and they have a strategic goal, like election interference. This is different to misinformation, which we tackle at Meta through a set of content policies that are outlined in our community standards. Meta's work on misinformation concerns specific categories of content, which we'll remove where it's likely to directly contribute to the risk of imminent physical harm, or it's likely to directly contribute to interference with political processes. Unlike misinformation, our work against influence operations doesn't focus on content, but on behavior, and specifically, deceptive behavior based around fake accounts. These inauthentic networks are working for a strategic goal, to exert influence, and we call them covert influence operations. People often assume that these are foreign operations, but in fact we've seen that about 2/3 of the networks that we've taken down over the years have focused on a domestic audience. For example, political parties or groups targeting people in the same country. We've even observed a for-hire network running influence campaigns during a mayoral race, which actually promoted multiple competing candidates in the same race. Our job, as investigators, is to recognize the signs and follow the lead. Every investigation starts with a single lead. Perhaps a threat researcher sees a set of accounts that say they're American, but they're actually run from another country. Perhaps we see a press report on a troll farm in Nicaragua or Serbia, so we dig deeper to understand if it may have targeted our platform. Perhaps we see strange activity on other social media platforms, and we look for equivalent activity on our services. We consider, what's going on here? Does it look like a real person or a fake? Is it just one account, or does it have the hallmarks of a coordinated operation? What clues tell us what they're trying to do? Depending on what we find, we expand the investigation. Covert influence operations are a challenge across the internet, so we share our findings in public-facing threat reports, with our partners at research institutions, with open-source researchers, and with our peers at other platforms, so they can check for other parts of the same operation. We've learned so much about how these coordinated networks operate. For example, it's rare for these influence operations to run on only one technology. Instead, they try to make themselves look as real as possible and to survive if one platform takes them down by operating across many platforms. In addition to posting across platforms, a fake media outlet, for example, will probably have a website or a blog. There may well be a fake editor with a fake LinkedIn account, all created to give the illusion of authenticity. Some of these takedowns have been truly fascinating. In early 2023, for example, we uncovered an operation out of China that was posing as a news website in London. This was a widespread operation that was running fake accounts across the internet, from large social media sites to smaller blogging sites. They pumped out content by copying articles from other news sites, changing the headlines and bylines, and impersonating real businesses and institutions. They operated fake accounts pretending to be the editorial staff, and they tried to hire freelancers in Africa and Central Asia to write articles, join protests, and criticize the US and Europe. We found them, and we took them down. When we talk about takedowns, we mean take down. We disable all inauthentic accounts, pages, and groups that we find within the network, as well as any authentic accounts that are directly associated with the people running the network, whether their content is policy compliant or not. We also block the ability to share links to websites that are part of these networks. From 2017 through mid-2023, Meta has taken down more than 200 covert influence operations. They came from nearly 70 countries and they operated in more than 40 different languages. At Meta, our goal is to give people the power to build community and bring the world closer together. When bad actors misuse our technology to spread disinformation, sway public opinion, and promote nefarious agendas through coordinated inauthentic behavior, we do everything in our power to find them and take them down. Together, we're building a safer future every day.